What's up, clan? IslandTraderFX here again, back with another one. Hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I know for a fact that last week was a bit rough in the market for me personally. I was in a Nasdaq trade since not last Friday, but the Friday before that. Usually my rule is, if a trade is running, it's stuck in a consolidation, I would wait for news drivers to see if they would push the trade throughout the week. After a week, if nothing happens, I close the trade. So we're going to take a brief look at NDX, and we're going to see how I close that trade off. But on the weekend, I did take a trade on what you call synthetic indices. Some people may know, others may not. But synthetic indices is only offered by Deriv, which is a broker. Synthetic indices are not affected by real-world market news and updates. In my opinion, it's more of a computerized system, and we did go ahead and take a trade on there. We're going to do a top-down analysis on that trade. Oftentimes, I would say it's pretty straightforward with synthetic indices. The same way I do believe that currencies, even in Forex, there is a algorithm, and it's the same thing for synthetic indices. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that, and we're going to jump over to the charts. Okay, so we're finally on the chart, so let's get down to business effective immediately. All right, so this is the trade that I took on Deriv. Like I mentioned, synthetic indices. If you are interested in setting up an account with Deriv, I will put a link to the broker in the description of the video. All right, now let's get straight to it. So on the daily, we could definitely see that V51S was trending to the upside, lots of bullish confirmation. Now when I came to the chart, one thing that I noticed is this area right here. Okay, I noticed that we had an expansion to the upside, and after the expansion we had several days of consolidation. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of consolidation, and we know after a consolidation we're going to either have a expansion to the upside or expansion to the downside. Now, being that we're already in a bullish trend, I am expecting a expansion to the upside. But of course, oftentimes before you get the expansion to the upside, price will try to liquidate either the highs or the lows before they actually make the real move. So let's see how I entered that trade. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump down to the 30-minute. All right, so when I came on, pretty much all of this would have played out already. Let me just open it up so that you guys could see. Pretty much all of this would have played out already. Price loves to liquidate and then move to the upside. I saw this move right here, sweeping below this low right here. Bam, expansion to the upside. I say, okay, that sounds good. When I came on to the charts, it was around this area, so we were kind of chopping to the upside. So when price pushed up and then it pushed down in this little bullish channel, I took my entry right here and I said to myself, I'm going to put the stops below these lows here in the event that price wants to sweep any of those lows again. Okay, so I placed my stop loss well below these lows right here, because synthetic indices, they really love to sweep. They really love to sweep. So as we could see, price came back, price swept, right? I was in drawdown for a little while, almost hit stop loss, as a matter of fact. But of course, we remember in two key things. We're in a bullish trend. Secondly, we're in a consolidation and we want to see an expansion to the upside. So oftentimes price will try to take liquidity in the opposite direction before the move to the upside, which is what price did here. They came down, they swept here, and then price pushed all the way up to the top right here. Now, you would have noticed that as soon as I hit the top right here, as soon as price hit the top right here, there was a big reversal. And this only happened because price actually hit a weekly high. So the close of a weekly high, I think I've mentioned the close and the wick several times in my videos. Price hit the close of a weekly high and there was a big retracement. I'm going to put it up somewhere on the screen so that you could see. And then you had a nice retracement to the downside. Pretty simple trade, very easy to understand. From the very get-go, we had all of our confluences, so this trade was very simple. Now let's just jump over to NQ just so that you get a better understanding of what I saw at the time. And when I did hop out, I'm just going to go ahead and jump over to fun in pips. As you could see, 420. This is when I got out of the trade. I closed the trade at 76. You could definitely see some of my losses are bigger than this 76 right here. Reason being, I closed this trade after 1 week of chop, 1 week of consolidation. In the past, I've learned that if news plays out throughout the week and the news wasn't able to drive the market to the upside or to the downside, chances are whatever direction that you're hoping for, if news didn't push it in that direction, chances are the market will not move in that direction anytime soon. So this is what I did. When Sunday opened up, I closed off the trade, and we're just going to jump over to trading view to take a better look. So on trading view, this was it right here. If we go on the daily time frame, this is the day, and you could see Friday 11th. That is when I entered that trade. All right, Friday 11th is when I entered that trade. At one point, we were in decent profit at one point. Okay, but price started trickling down to the downside. I think I got out of this trade somewhere around here. All right, so news in itself oftentimes teach you valuable lessons. If news cannot drive it to the upside, chances are it's not going to be driving to the upside or whatever direction that you're hoping for. But that's essentially it for today's video. We took a nice W on the synthetic indices, volatility 150s. Took a nice W on this, and on NQ we closed our trade in a loss. All right, not a full loss, which is still good, but we did close our trade in a loss. And this is essentially trading. This is what trading is. You don't win everything. All right, you win and you lose, but at the end of the day, you need to keep going. Risk to reward will play out at the end of the day. And that's it for our video. I hope you did enjoy. If you did enjoy, leave a like, feel free to comment, and definitely subscribe. Ciao.